This weekend at Johan Cruyff Stadium could be the moment that defines Marcus Rashford's short Barcelona story so far. A moment born not from brilliance in the training ground, but from circumstance and necessity. Hansi Flick arrives at a familiar crossroads, with Frenkie de Jong sidelined and Rafinha returning from grueling South American duty. Fatigue and injuries have opened a door for players who until now have been waiting in the wings. Marcus Rashford, on loan and already carrying headlines about inconsistent form, stands on the threshold of a rare starting opportunity, and that opportunity comes with everything to gain and everything to lose. If Flick names him in La Gagne, Rashford will likely operate from the flank, asked to combine with a new generation's lightning spark, Lamine Yamal, and to inject pace, directness, and a willingness to take defenders on. That pairing alone, a veteran looking for redemption and a teenager who refuses to be intimidated, creates an intriguing tactical gamble. Barcelona could line up with a traditional focal point in Robert Lewandowski or a sharper, wider attack led by Ferran Torres. But the real experiment would be how Flick blends Rashford's power and direct runs with Yamal's close control and vertical instinct. Do they try to overwhelm Valencia on the counters, or do they ask Rashford to trace inside, link with midfielders, and become a creative outlet? The answers will tell us more about Flick's short-term priorities: protect the veterans by managing minutes, or push for immediate results by risking a raw combination on the night. For Rashford himself, the stakes could not be higher. He came to Barcelona with expectation and a headline-making profile. He was meant to add a different dimension, but form and adaptation have been questioned. A strong start on a big stage could silence critics and convert whispers of an early return to Manchester into talk of a loan saved by one decisive performance. Conversely, another anonymous outing would only fuel rumours that Barcelona should cut their losses. Fans will watch not only for goals or assists, but for hunger, movement, and whether Rashford looks like a player who understands Barcelona's rhythms. There's also a human element. Players returning from international duty, jet-lagged and mentally taxed, have altered the selection calculus. A reminder that modern football demands constant management of bodies and minutes. Flick's decision therefore becomes a microcosm of a coach's balancing act between short-term wins and long-term team cohesion. Tactically, Valencia will present their own puzzle. Compact at the back, dangerous on transition, and keen to punish any lack of coordination. If Barcelona's midfield has to reshuffle without De Jong, the responsibility on Rashford to track back and plug gaps will be greater, and his defensive contribution could be as decisive as any attacking spark. Expect commentary to focus on touch maps, dual wins, and how often Rashford drifts into spaces that free up Yamal or Lewandowski. Beyond the tactical chess, the emotional narrative is irresistible. A marquee player on borrowed time trying to prove he belongs on one of the game's biggest stages, a teenage prodigy ready to create headlines of his own, and a manager forced to choose between loyalty and pragmatism. That combination makes this match feel less like a routine league fixture and more like a small turning point in Barcelona's season. Win and the story becomes about squad depth, rotation savvy, and a revitalized Rashford who can help carry the load. Lose and the headlines will ask uncomfortable questions about recruitment and whether loan deals are being used as short-term patches rather than structural fixes. Either way, this game will reveal a lot about Flick's courage, about Rashford's temperament, and about Barcelona's ability to absorb shocks and produce answers on the pitch. So when the teams step out this weekend, watch the subtleties. The first 10 minutes, Rashford's first touch, his willingness to sprint deep, and the way he connects with Yamal. That little sequence could be the moment a season pivots, and whether it becomes a rescue story or another missed chance depends on a handful of actions and a coach's daring. If you want to be part of the debate, tell us below. Will Flick's gamble pay off? Vote in the poll and make sure you're subscribed. This is one story you won't want to miss.